So what would you say to someone who says, the evidence might be there, I can see it, I can't accept it, I can't because I don't want to. What would you say to someone who's wrestling with that?
Thank you for that question. In my experience, there are multiple reasons why people aren't ready to make a step towards God or don't want to. And predominantly there are probably two categories of reasons behind that. One of those reasons might be intellectual. They just simply don't believe it's actually true. And therefore, there's no basis on which to take that step towards God because it's not real. In their mind, it would be a delusion. And I think if that's the situation you're in, I would encourage you to consider Christian faith on its own terms. Often we talk about faith in our culture as this idea of a leap into the dark. Actually, the New Testament word for faith, Christian idea of faith, is the Greek word pistis, which means to be persuaded. So faith, in a biblical sense, is not throw all your objections away and just take this leap into delusion and embrace unreality. It's to have been persuaded that this is actually true and to be drawn intellectually to believe it. And then I think there's probably a whole second category of questions that I come up against or into contact with a lot, and those would be questions or objections that are based on experience. Either I can't believe this because of my experience of life or what's been done to me or what the church has done, or even some of the objections we're looking at tonight. And my encouragement to you, if that's the situation you're in, would be to hang on in there and to keep pursuing the possibility of God being real, the possibility of a loving God being real and being out there for you. And don't, or if you possibly can, don't layer over what Christians have said or done that have hurt you over who Jesus actually is. See if you could view him and meet him for yourself, not through a lens of what the church or other Christians may have said or done, but on his own terms. And a great way to do that is by reading a gospel for yourself.